we got to bring it here today.
Yeah, I think he even jokes about the guys like talking about champs or talking about ESWC, talking about different events. He's like, focus on this, shut up. Like, let's lock in. We need to win this major. Everything is here. And he knows, listen, they've had their struggles on Sunday. The fact they get here every time is incredible, but they need to close this tournament out. It's theirs to lose.
Yeah, here you're going to see the overall record for 6-star on the year throughout the stage, 4-0 for Atlanta FaZe. LAG, they got their one win this stage. So they started out 0-5, they didn't win. It's always a tough choice, I think, in the vetoes. FaZe take away that Karachi. Do you want to go to sub-base? You want to go to 6-star? They choose 6-star.
Well, to 6-star we go. The Tiny Terrors leading the way, 1-2 in KD overall. Hellcell right up there with them, but they're the ones that'll kick it off into this map number 1. For now, though, Estriel's POV. To DiamondCon we go to see what these Gorillas can do. It's been spectacular to see it. They had that insane run years ago. Different players, same org. Can they do it again?
Yeah, I mean, this has just been a team effort. It really has. If you look at the first series, Estriel really stuck out. The second series, I think everyone really had their moments, but Flames, I think maybe his best match in that winner's round 2 since they've added him.
Well, Celium will get the pick out of the point at least, but we're going to start to focus now on the rotation. Draza going to be here first for FaZe. Draza doing work for FaZe. Shouting dead, getting kills, and receives one from his teammate Simp to take him out of him. But great work there to get them in an aggressive position now for Atlanta FaZe. We'll see if Simp can keep going to work as he is finding everything else.
I mean, to hit this stun, I don't know where the comms were there for LAG, but he turns it into a double. A teammate into a double right there out of Simp. Just a great play. Estriel does spawn out. It looks like Celium knows that may be, or maybe possible. Actually, he's going to get bad timing in turn. Now 2 dead for FaZe. Back over to Draza and Simp.
And they're the ones that got them into the point. Are they going to be the 2 that can hold on to the point? 2 players still remaining here for Gorillas. You're still spawning close if you are FaZe. You're just trying to keep them pinned in if you're Gorillas. And you hope to get as much of the time as possible, but FaZe will get back on through. Draws trying to snap in between 2 players. Some damage into 1, set Simp up for 2 more. Who's out to 7-4, make it 8-4, make it, I thought, number 9. Getting it done. That would have been like one of the first times I've seen like a rival kill into a Renetti kill into an MCW kill. That would have been sick.
Yeah, would have been sick. Now, he does spot out Estriel, so Estriel's actually in a really good spot here to help with this first push. So, due to Simp getting so aggressive, 1 player spawns out. Now it's a clean 4 dead. So it allowed LAG to get some cutoffs maybe they wouldn't have had.
Cell starting slow at 1-6. DiamondCon currently on a heater, but as soon as I say it, Simp will get in, find the kill, and maybe be the opening. The pinches start to develop. There are 2 players spawning in deep for Gorillas trying to get back into it. You're trying to cut off the cutoffs. And the reinforcements, if you can, for Atlanta FaZe. 1 person still into the point. You're able to get 3 down. Still got bodies here. Simp still battling inside, but you always have 1 extra body, and it's been Estriel. Lead is over to Gorillas, now up 10.
Yeah, I mean, 20 seconds left in the yo at this. You have the close spawns, but number 6 Abizi right away hit a route to rotate towards that P4, but Fame's gonna win it. DiamondCon on the other side. So you're winning it on both sides. You're gonna have 2 players that win position. Draws in Simp ready for this P4, but a nice lead from LAG.
Yeah, I mean, really since that opening from Simp and Draza into 2, it's been all Gorillas. Like, there have been some incredible stretches. Now you try to answer back if you are FaZe, or does Estriel send them right back to the blender? Getting into the point there for the contest. Simp and Celium up, and Simp another multi-kill as he's out to 13, leading the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, Celium gets a big kill. He's only got 4, but that one was massive. DiamondCon, he's trying to set up the pinch. Doesn't happen, and then everyone else wins the gunfights. Now you have a great setup. You're right back into the game, and Simp, he is going on 14, as you said.
And he's got a 1.44 coming into this one, and playing a team like LAG, which he can obviously pop off against. Depending on how today goes, he's in the conversation for, like, those highest KDs in a bracket play with, like, formal aches. Those guys have those insane runs. How you've been on a team with part of that. We'll see if he can do it. He's got to close out today, but he is frying.
Yeah, he's trying to win that MVP. No doubt about it.
He's on pace for it.
He absolutely is. Selling you to have 2 to deal with. But, I mean, through this first rotation, you keep it, but you have the lead if you are LAG. So, again, you're finding some of this scrap time in these hills. You're breaking some of these early setups, and they do it here again at P1.
Well, outside of Simp, everybody's negative, right? You're double negative to your Cell. You're right around even your draws into BZ, but you haven't really had like a hot game if you are FaZe so far. It's really just been the side of Simp. Now as we get into the second rotation, like, where do you need improvements if you're FaZe, and how do you stay ahead if you're LAG?
Well, I think if you're LAG, yeah, I think maybe win some more earlier rotations. It felt like a lot of the times they were the teams trying to have those breaks, and on the other side, side for FaZe. It's just, there was just a couple of slip-ups. I think at the P2 and the P3. We'll see if they can lock in on their gameplay.
Well, you got 4 in a row there before you drop. If you are a BZ, right back over to Simp's POV. He's going to be maybe working for spawns, trying to get the deep push around. It's a setup for P2, so he's going to be the one taking a big route. Gorillas are going to be the one set up early and trying to hold basically a tie game. Let's go to a listen-in, though, now with Los Angeles Gorillas.
All good, all good. I'm going to try and get blue control. Come with me, blue. Someone come blue with me.
I will spawn.
Got you. I'm jumping across. I don't see him top blue. Do not see him top blue. I'm going back fast. Not bad.
Garage should be middle or
About to slide out.
No trophy.
Time, dead. Time, one shot. Nice. Kitty. Last guy front. I spawned back. I'm going to refill mid. Yeah, I'm refilling towards mid.
I'm looking for a
wood, nothing under wood, just
watching my vent.
Did anything mid? One mid, open steps, I think. DJ.
We should have vent.
DJ and top blue.
Still looking for a BZ.
Blue can go vent.
Oh, he's right. Two front,
Two mid. Three front, one vent.
Three front, one vent. Actually, BZ went
Edge, open, vent and kitty.
Yeah, he's close time.
All good. Give him I got Toxin close.
I'm gonna go kitty.
They did it. He's on the
Someone
back
go blue.
side.
Yeah, I am.
We can time, draw the
Good job, guys.
They're chucking me. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Challenge.
Nothing back right, I'll check left.
Not close.
I'll check
Hey,
right.
close right, we can yell.
Close right. Nice, good job.
That was fine.
Alright, take your
That
time.
was
close.
One break here.
Yeah, I'm up in mid right now. I'm up mid.
All good, all good.
BZ's in P1.
Inner P2.
I think he pushed our side P1. Could be front blue now.
Still on the P2 wall.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna still play mid, bro. You guys trying to...
Heard. You saw me. I don't see him front corner. I hit.
Curb.
I stun him on half wall.
Yeah, when you busy, you
Nade, give me a second.
You busy.
Out of right wood. Shit
I'm trying to-
Nice. They ain't half wall.
I can
I got
hold
one
this guy
front,
middle.
one
You guys
HP.
go front. You guys go front.
It's too late. I was already there.
Dead.
I'm contesting.
I'm money, bro.
I don't see him circle. He's close time. Close time, half health.
I needed circle.
He's close left.
Close left. Weak.
White and left.
Behind the bar.
All good.
Shout out my
Yo,
wall.
30 on
One
this.
shot simp.
Good taxing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take early row.
Got you. Both ARs are close on time.
Setting up, meeting it.
Over the wall.
I think he bumped the wood.
Yeah, they did.
I'm trying to wood.
Yeah, he's laying out close to front Tiki. Nice job, guys.
Well, Joe, the tail end of that, you just say to me, well, there's the hold.
Yeah, I mean, you got the 40-point lead. You were looking for this. Maybe try to find some scrap time if you are LAG. I mean, listen, LAG, there's some, I really like their comms. Just very calm. Like, they'll have a conversation.
I hear you.
Yeah, right. They're just kind of talking it out. You hear Fame in there. But, yeah, they play as a group. But, unfortunately, Atlanta FaZe finally get one of those full 60s there at P3.
This will push out the largest lead we've seen them able to get to. Time to answer back at Statue. We'll see if they can do it. Nice pickup onto Simp, who is going to be the pinch man in through office. Going on the underground route, that will be a BZ. What kind of timing is he going to find? He's at least able to get one. That's going to shift focus to the next player up to deal with it, and you trade that out. A BZ nearly with 2. And those are the moments I think you have to stop them. Like, you're Simp, you're a BZ, you're Cell, you're Draws. I mean, they have a lot of talent. The multi-kills, you got to trade as best you can.
Yeah, that would have absolutely led to a break. It still might. The BZ right back into it. The stun hits. There's the multi-kill you were talking about from over the top. Is Cell trying to put shots in. Great beams out of Estriel there with the rival from up top. We'll keep this a 50-50 hardpoint.
That's another way to deal with the multi-kill.
Yeah.
Just come back with one of your own with some absolute beams there at range. 40 points between them. Final 10 seconds. Gonna go the way of FaZe. Number 1 and 2 and KD coming in this, and BZ and Simp, they're leading the way at 26 and 22 kills respectively. We get ready to go back to mid-map. And Simp, he's the one picking up poolside. Now looking to help their man. But he got the position here through the cut. You can see eyes on the cross. Grenades into the point, but he gets ripped. Relies on the rest of his teammates to step up, and it's 4 straight from Cell.
Yeah, it just feels like the second half of this game, they have really gotten to their flow, right? The game, again, there was a couple of spawns that allowed LAG through that first rotation, maybe to break some of the setups this time. Not really happening. The game is making sense. Maybe the comms a little bit more on point for FaZe. Cell staying alive, trying to find number 6. But it was a back and forth battle until a couple of hills ago. Now this lead up to around 80.
Yeah, back and forth till it wasn't. And the big hold that you said at the end of the list in there where they really started to push it out. Fame's multi-kill trying to get them in, but then Simpy's up to bat. He's on 30, looking for 31, will not come, but another 30 kill respawn for him. But now, what do you see on the other side of this as we get ready for P2, Joe?
Well, again, it's just a sort of FaZe in position here early. You're going to need another break if you are LAG, and then you're going to go 2 dead as soon as the hill pops. Not what you want whatsoever. So you're going to spawn out over towards that P3 platform. In the middle of the map is a BZ. Up next is Simp, locked it down. How is he hitting these shots? Full stunned, all 4 dead. And again, you get the spawn up, you know where LAG is on the map, you reposition, you lock them in.
And right back to it, nearly another double there for Simp. 34 now on the map, 5 points to go, and it's a map 1 victory for FaZe, and they simply cannot get in. LG can't find a hole in this setup. It's a hold, a finish, a win there for Atlanta FaZe as they get things going, really in that second set of rotations.
No, it was. I mean, yeah, you had that slight lead there for LAG. You split P2 time, but then you just saw during that listening, the P3 hold, second time through was flawless for FaZe. They kept it messy at Statue. And yeah, drew to that 80-point lead. Didn't let their foot off the gas.
So you come out strong here if you're FaZe. It's obviously gonna be a tough matchup. Listen, we've loved how LG has been playing. Like, they've been playing the right way. You heard the comms there, they're really strong. Do they have the talent on that side of the stage to do the other? Absolutely not. When that is the case though, where do you usually find your upsets?
Well, I was gonna say early, normally, right? Like map number 1's just kind of like what we saw with New York.
Coming off slow.
Yeah, catch them coming off slow, but that doesn't happen. And a lot of the times, I feel like it's Draza sort of setting the pace. This time though, it was Simp right from the get-go. 34 kills out of him, and then just a team effort from the rest of the guys as they start to pick it on up. And yeah, I mean, what, you had 90 points through the first rotation if you were LAG? You got 60 the rest of the game.
Well, listen, there's been 5 years of the CDL. You've placed out of that twice if you were Atlanta FaZe, which means you don't have round 1 losses. You don't get upset often. And I feel like, I hear you, like, hit early, but it's also usually through Surge, right? I feel like where teams will get upsets, they've just consistently been the best search team in the world. I gotta think that's part of the reason they have the floor as high as they do, why the upsets don't usually happen, because they've just been weirdly consistent for 5 years.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the upsets in some matchups do come that way. I just don't know if the upsets come versus FaZe.
That's why they don't get upset very often.
Yeah.
Probably all right, like just because the search has been so solid. But yeah, it's either, I think you're right, it's either come out and catch somebody slacking, or catch them in some search and destroys, and tough to do against this FaZe team, but that's now what you're going to need to do if you're LAG after you lose that map 1. Listen, I know we talk about Simp a lot, but this guy's pushing for MVP on the year, pushing for MVP in this event, maybe the best to ever do it. It might not be an argument soon with the way this guy's career is trending. Another just terrific map, and it just feels whatever you need from him, he can do.
Yeah, and again, you're just going to see this. A very close game. You have the early lead after that first P4, and then you just kind of flatline there. But it's really the second P3. You see them jump from 130 to 176. They hang on to that lead. They close the game out.
So LAG now got to take it back in a search and destroy. What do you think about LAG, the state of their search and destroy right now? Any players that you think really have to shine in this particular matchup?
I mean, listen, they're all going to have to step up, right? But I think throughout the year, when LAG really do shine its fame, I think he's got the number 5 KD throughout stage 4 in S&D, and it just feels like sort of he plays that entry role when he's popping off, like they're just going to turn the wins. It's very similar to a BZ.
Well, as we take a look at our glorious LED wall, we see how this best of 5 is going to break down. We're getting ready to go to Rio S&D, followed by an invasion control. We didn't really talk too much about this 5-map set before we got started. You heard the desk break it down, but anything to you that's like a big moment for LAG maybe?
I mean, there was a choice here if you were LAG. Online, where they got 3-0'd, they had a 250 to 247 sub-base hardpoint, so maybe you're thinking, I was thinking map 1 was going to be sub-base. Okay. Obviously, recent form for FaZe, it's ticking in the right direction. They opt for a 6-star. Maybe now that they know the results, maybe they would try sub-base again. But
what about the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, rest of the way, I think Nameless kind of talked about on the desk. The back half of this series, I think, does look strong for LAG, but you got to get there.
We'll see if they can get there. A map 1 victory would have been huge for them, but that man on your screen, a big part of the reason they were not able to do it. The team right now for Atlanta FaZe is clicking, but it's still that conversation. Listen, as good as they have been, as much as they have been a dynasty, and that core trio has been insane, a lot of times it's insane until Sunday. Yeah, until one or two matches, it falls apart. And as much as I think their average placement is the single most impressive thing I've ever seen in Call of Duty esports, it'd look a lot better if they close out some more Sundays, Joe.
No, it would. Yeah, I mean, obviously, their finals record isn't what they want it to be. We've had some different titles, that is for sure, but Rio S&D on this season.
We've had some different titles, that is for sure. That's one way to say it, Joe.
Yeah. That's a kind way to say it.
Yeah.
Not making excuses for them. This is just my opinion. But Rio Search and Destroy, 5-1 on the year. And I think anytime FaZe sees a Rio hardpoint open, a Rio Search open, they're probably going to pick it.
Yeah, they are a team that can bring it to you on Rio. That is absolutely the case. It'll be offense now for Gorillas as they look to get going and answer back. And Sometimes a team that just want to, you know, when they're not playing Search as well as they'd like, they're just going to hit stuff. Try to catch you with numbers. I'm sure we're going to see some of that, but it's actually a first blood pick for Diamondcon. He works up bridge side. He's able to find one. Right after that, though, it's a BZ and Sal. Estriel needs one more bullet to bring this into a 2v2. Just can't quite finish it. You get away if you're Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, both teams 2-0 in Search and Destroy at Major 4. Nice trades, and this is what FaZe do so well. They find picks. They're very active on this map. It's obviously a very slow map, or small map, so you can be.
I was like, slow, huh?
You should be in one place and then on the other side of the map very quickly.
Let's see what Estriel opts to do. He'll opt to get this down, and now, well, you know where that's planted. So FaZe will now work and try to make sure they are in a position to trade this kill out if Estriel gets one.
And there's just a lot of time, so he's gonna have to check it, and there's the info. Great job by Cell to back down. Smoke, though, used. Nade going on through, not gonna connect, but still 25 seconds, and now you have Sim going on the pinch. Is Estriel gonna read this? He does. Almost hits the shots, but Simp is there.
And that might have been your best opportunity to do it. If he read it, if he's just able to win that fight, maybe get back to full, you have a one-on-one that you might not have to take. You just gotta kind of keep Cell off bomb. Just get some shots in, you got it done, but Cell takes him.
Yeah, and I think that's just a good job by FaZe. In a couple of moments there, they could have got picked. Maybe equal up the numbers there by LAG instead. It's always FaZe with numbers advantage, playing their life. And, you know, for LAG, they're 1-on-1 on the stage. And, you know, the one match that we casted versus Carolina, they kind of dominated on this map, right? Right through top middle, just time and time again. That caught us off by surprise, but they can absolutely take it to that B site.
And I'm not sure, because obviously he might have got shots into somebody else, but I was wondering how weak the player was that Estriel almost caught. He did 295. I mean, dude, I'm guessing it was probably 510 HP. Like, it was so close. He had two players so weak. Just couldn't quite finish him. He gets that second to the 2v2. Things could change drastically, but let's see how Atlanta FaZe look to get it going.
They kind of go over towards A, and then Estriel able to find that first blood bridge side. He's just going to reposition after that first blood, and then now it's over to Flames. He's gonna find the info. Now maybe you have the rotation coming on through. How do they want to play this? Maybe Estriel and Flame going on that, or Estriel and Diamondshine going on that flank, but Sim's there for the first. Estriel looking for the ace in the round.
Looking for it and getting it. Estriel, a couple of frustrating moments in round one where he couldn't finish players. Here, able to get all four, answer it back quickly, tied up 1-1.
Yeah, starts with that first blood bridge side, goes on the pinch. Nice trade onto Simp, and then he's just got to play his life, and he does it beautifully.
Fantastic there from Estriel.
Are you good?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm coughing up a lung. Tried to hit my mute button. I don't know. It's a little dry in here. Something's tickling my throat, some dust or something. I might need CPR soon, Joe. Or mouth to mouth.
Yeah, I don't think I'm certified in that.
If you're interested.
Pete's standing next to me, though. I think he is.
Yeah, Pete, you got me? If I drop?
He's like a surfer, so he's got you
Thanks,
for sure.
Pete. We love Pete. First blood for Atlanta FaZe. But yeah, no, I was muted coughing half that round. Thanks for carrying me there. Holy, I don't know what it was. A little tickle. Two picks now for FaZe. 4v2 advantage. Bomb going to be down bridge side, so now for Fame and Diamondcon. How do you opt to play this? They're thinking about kills first. Objective second. You've got eyes on bomb for two members if you are FaZe. Able to take down one more. Recenter if you're a BZ for another. And after that great ace from Estriel, pretty dominant round out of FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, similar to the first round, right? You just get the first blood on the side of FaZe. This time through a BZ. You keep the man advantage. Well, this time two-man advantage, and they're just playing for info. They have the angles, watching over each other. Clean round there for FaZe.
I'll go back in the lead now. Flame still looking to get his first. Same for Draza on one side. Celium and Estriel leading the way. Sorry, Fame and Flame still sitting on Goose Egg, so they'll look to get started. In the first blood department, you're leading 2-1 so far if you are Gorillas, but down around, so want to be more efficient there. Obviously, we'll see if they can pick that up over the course of it, but you've got everybody mid. For Gorillas, it's a fast A-plant. You get this down real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you're still kind of, you know, adjusting here if you are LAG. Bomb behind the smoke. Here we go. 4-on-4 retake of BZ. Draza gonna go for this. It's a great stun into a smoke out of LAG. Almost catches a Beezy. Draza's gonna try to get active. A Beezy though, doing what he can. They both get taken down behind the smoke. LAG in prime position to retake this.
The fact you get the plant down so fast, the only reason maybe you have a chance, but you don't. Cell can't get anything going. What a retake for Gorillas. You don't lose a single player. Estria on 6. Joe, how do they get that done so clean?
Well, I mean, it's just the smoke, right? They use that with the stun, and then it kind of forces Draza in Abizi's hands. Draza, he tries to take the one-on-one box this side. He loses it. Abizi's like, I don't really know where to go.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
He takes a couple shots, a nade, a stun, tries to turn, nearly gets one, but not able to win that fight, and that's beautiful. Because you're feeling the pressure instantly. We get that plant in that quickly. You got to act so fast, and they did. That was incredible from Gorillas to now get us to 2-2. Estriel popping off. Let's see if he can do it on offense as well. He's got an ace, and well, 2 in that round, so all through those 2.
Yeah, trying to line up nades. Nobody on that inner staircase, so they're going to avoid that if you are Atlanta FaZe. Still have Celium and Abizi just watching over a side. Maybe going to start to work that flank, depending on what Draza and Sim see.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them get some info and just push through so quickly, but you've got eyes on that if you are Flames. Plant now in. You're grouping up if you are Atlanta FaZe. You have a 3-man hit kind of right up the gut through the escalators. And then Celium, we'll see when he gets involved. Fame nearly finishes off that kill, but great damage in. He doesn't get back to full HP. He gets dropped. Looking for back-to-back clean rounds maybe, but Draza at least able to put one up. 30 seconds now left to go. 2 versus 3 for Draza and Cell.
Yeah, they're trying to see if anyone's going to over-peak, right? Both MCW, Cell, he's got to go. Draza, his turn, but it's the SMGs from up top. Fame and Estriel locking it down just right from the get-go. They get that bomb down. And yeah, I mean, Abizi and Sim fly on through, but they don't get a lot of damage in. They don't have first shot. So again, a good hold there from LAG.
This is one of those maps where with LAG, I mean, you don't have to spread the map. You can play pretty tight, get a bomb planted, and they're in these kind of chaotic, grouped up scenarios. They execute really, really well, and they do it again there. Estriel keeps it going, now up to 7. Still leading the way from a damage standpoint and kill volume. Atlanta once looking at a 2-1 lead. Now back around and trying to get it going. They're right up to the top mid, and here we go. It's a 3 versus 3 pretty much instantly. You do trade one out if you are Fame. The 4th player tracking over to maybe help for Atlanta FaZe, and they're thinking, all right, we don't like what we see. We're going to go ahead and wrap this out, move on over towards A. So another retake scenario likely upcoming for Gorillas.
Yeah, nice nades there by Fame, right, to reposition Simp there. He's going to have to back down up, and as soon as Simp is weak, they're like, all right, let's just go over towards the A site. So you're going to have another one there. So quick on this. Fame's going to find a double. He's on 6 in a row. Simp, though, the last alive. The only thing is they have no info on him, right? Diamond Con, he was working the flank. Now they know everything.
Yep, now best of luck. They push it out, drop them. 3 straight rounds for Gorillas, 6 straight kills for Fame. They are dominating now and have a cruise to work with. And whether it's a 4v4 or a 3v3, the retakes on the site have been insane.
Well, I mean, that's what the Desktop spot. They're #1 in retakes here at Major 4, and you're just seeing why. They are very effective with their nade usage, just right off the rip, right? You get the nade, you stop the initial push, you force them over towards A. Fame is there already, catches both players.
Yeah, I mean, that time it was just, you react so quickly. The incident's being planted, you're already engaging in gunfights. Abizi never even had a chance to really get gun up. Cell's like getting out of his trophy animation, ready to post up in a spot, and he never gets comfortable. Sensational so far as Estriel and now Fame lead the way. We'll see if they opt to play behind this streak. For now, looking for information A side. And a chance for a massive round here to get a round away from victory, put them into a 5-2 hold.
They're probably thinking if we can get this bomb down A or B, right? Fame can try to get out, and maybe you can win the round with the cruise, put you at 5.
Always going to be the difficult spot, though, when you're planting the bomb. Can you actually get out alive and then get to the spot, use the streak? But they isolate Draza. Great first blood there. You've got 5 first bloods now to 2. It was 2-1, right?
Yep.
For FaZe at one point. Now you've got 5. Estriel's got 3 of those. Give Estriel another kill. Nothing working for Atlanta FaZe right now. They are getting sliced to bits. Just down to Cell. Team Chow on point. Gorillas running away with this map, too. And Matt, you know, it's shoot. I thought Ultra looked so good, like on, what was it, 6-star S&D yesterday. They just got smacked today on the map. I thought, FaZe have been looking really good in Search. They're getting smacked here on Rio. The S&D, I think, all around, just for like your middle-tier teams, low-tier teams, has just been improving. Yeah, it has been. And just uncharacteristic round right there out of Draza, right? He's working the flank, but he's buys lonesome. That's not normally how they play this map. Like, you'll see him alone over towards bridge side, but it's just the rotation back is always possible, back to B, and it's a 3-on-1. He gets caught. But what, you were in a 3-5 hole versus Surge, I think it was, FaZe, and you brought it back in an S&D, so not unfamiliar with having to bring it back in a search and destroy. You're just going to have to rip off 4 straight this time around. You finally get a first blood after that tear from Gorillas. You get bomb planted. You have a 4v3. I mean, surely this is one you should put away if you're FaZe, but the retakes have been insane for Gorillas. Yeah, nade's coming a little bit delayed. Gonna back down Simp, so you're gonna have to reposition elsewhere on the map, but number 8 Incelium's trying to find the flank. He might be the closer of the round. He's gonna find Diamond Con, and now 20 seconds left. You see Fame's like, uh-oh, I gotta worry about the pinch. They're able to win that without losing a player, though. You're into a 2 versus 2. Problem now is time. 15 seconds to go. Need the time for the defuse. Cell able to win another one. He's been massive within this round. He's been able to get 2. BZ with the last. You win it, even though it gets a little bit sketchy. I mean, you talked about how good their nade's been on the retake. I think you kind of saw it there. Just Simp gets drilled, and that's like that one nade is enough to open things up where you can actually try to make a play. Yeah, I mean, you basically would have the team shot in on Simp and a BZ, right? On those players, SC's side, but as soon as Simp backs down, Abizi's thinking, all right, I can't look at this by myself. So, yeah, it just changes up their position, but you activate Cell on the other side of the map. And Simp had that incredible map 1. Just 2-7 right now. I mean, the series yesterday, it was like a BZ that then picked it up in the search. He's 6-6 with 1,500 damage. Him and Cell have really been kind of putting the rest in the backpack. You've got 3 total kills between Draza and Simp, but it's going to need to be 4 straight rounds. They've already got one part of it done. Can they get the next 3? And don't forget, you still have the cruise on Fame. True. As you want to use that. Well, they're not going to use it now because you can't use it when your body is littered with bullets, Joe. I mean, that is just unreal from Abizi. Obviously, he doesn't find that kill, but he drags his aim, and Abizi knows it doesn't overchow, trusts his teammates to get the kill. Yeah. And it's not a first blood for him, but it pretty much is. You know, right? It's like, he doesn't just shoot him. Like, it's just being annoying and setting up a kill. Yeah, give him an assist. Give him something for that one. I do spot Flames. Stellium spots Flames, so FaZe might go quickly because it's a 3-on-2 on the site. It looks like they're doing the opposite of that. They're like waiting for it on one side. The call out comes in. Simp just waits for it and gets the kill. Cell does end up hitting it and getting 1, all down to Diamond Con, and now that's 2 straight rounds for FaZe. Once down 2-5, and now within a round, never count them out. Yeah, they did. I mean, it's just 2 first bloods, and they're clean first bloods. So you get out with your life, you play the 4 versus 3. Even better, it's the player with the cruise missile. And this is just starting to feel reminiscent to yesterday, right? Like, Surge played FaZe pretty tough in the map 1. Like, I know it's like a 100-point game, but they played them pretty tough to a point. Then it's like, once you end up losing that Surge when you have an advantage, that just felt like kind of broke the back, right, of an upset. And if that happens here, it feels the same way to me. Like, you know, you're up 5-2. You got to win it. You don't, it's like, all right, well. Yeah, only difference is they have an extra round. True. But we saw Cell there, able to find that big kill because he was by himself. Yeah, sort of, you're like, they'll probably go fast. Well, Cell did. The other 3 is kind of posted up waiting for it. Now the First Blood Reaper back to work. That's 4 straight for him. He's got 4 First Bloods. It was 5 First Bloods when I called it Gorillas last time. Well, guess what? They still have 5. Simp, though, going to get dropped. 3v3 now we go. He's got 4, and he's also got the last round, which it wasn't his, but it should have been. Yeah, might as well. He's got all of them outside of Simp having 1, and he's been dominating in that category, at least for the squad. But we're 5-5 in that regard. Well, maybe he'll get us to another round. But you're lurking and waiting. I thought he had 2. Draws a huge kill there to make sure he doesn't walk away with a double. Now all on to Diamond Con, still an opportunity to clutch. 35 seconds remaining. There's the spot, though, that the gig is up, the information is in, and now we'll see how we play this out. Yeah, but I like this if you are Diamond Con. Just find a different route. They have to plant the bomb. You got time. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time to work with. You still have a stun. Just can you catch a time and you go your way. They're worried about the bridge. You're just going to see Draza slide on out, but he's back to his lobby. How do you play this now if you're FaZe? No information really until that stun goes off. As Diamond had all that time to reposition. Under 30 to go now, gonna hop. The second he does, aBeZy comes on through. aBeZy on 5 straight, 4 first bloods, taking over in rounds. Up to 9 and 6, and I mean, this is, again, a bit like yesterday. Like, he had a pretty good map one, don't get me wrong, in both, but then he just takes over in Search.
Well, yeah, he's taking over. Now, the one key, again, Fame has been holding on to this cruise.
True.
He's just been getting caught early, so you have this in your back pocket. You've been hanging on to it for a very long time. Will that be the difference? He's got to use it.
So now that we see on defense, what are your thoughts behind the cruise? What would be like your optimal situation?
I mean, I guess you... Hopefully they go A, right? It's the outer bomb site, and that's exactly what happens. But yeah, I think you just got to use it early so you don't get caught. They're going to run at him, though. They're going to run right at him. Now he's going to get blooded.
Uh-oh, and it doesn't hit. The comeback alive and well. They needed 4 straight. They're looking for number 4. All the first bloods in the world. They spot flames on the edge. Don't allow him to get 2, but Diamondcon able to get 1. Now to a 2 versus 2 we go. 60 seconds on the clock, and we slow down for a moment. Estriel and Diamondcon on one side, Draza and Simp on the other.
Just no info, though, for FaZe. Where they're retaking from. Looks like Simp almost gets caught, so now Draza gonna reposition. Again, a smoke use. LAG have been so good in retakes.
Just trying to spot bomb, see if anybody's on it. Simp is going to drop now, all gonna be all into Draza. Draza able to win 1 versus 1. Draza clutches up! As LAG get choked out! Well, now it's starting to feel a whole hell of a lot like yesterday. You have them in a hold. You're up 5-2. A chance to tie it up 1-1. And, you know, you mentioned some better maps for maybe LG deeper in the series. But then that happens. You know, it tears their heart out, tears their guts out. That's brutal. That's brutal.
Maybe just didn't think too much about that one. If we're going to call in a cruise and they go A-side, where are they going to run into? Someone either needs to be with him or he's got to be in spawn. That's just one of those plays that you're going to think about for a while.
Yeah, I think we're thinking about a lot of the rounds for a while. But yeah, probably specifically that one is, God, another.
I mean, all the other rounds, like you just kind of got first blooded, right? You were playing straight up. aBeZy caught you. That one, though, when you have a cruise, it's got to be better.
But it was, I mean, it was 5-1 from a first blood department at one point. And then you just like rip off 5 straight if you are Atlanta FaZe. Just start dominating that category. aBeZy, the best to ever do it, does a whole hell of a lot of it. And that's just, yeah, I mean, if you're going to upset them, you got to win maps like that. You have to. You've got the best team in the game in a hole like that. You've got to take it.
Yeah, here's just kind of a look at sort of like the first bloods. And yeah, you'll just see the back half of the game. It's all FaZe.
And that, well, map 1 too, back half of the game. Once they got a little more comfortable, started to get ahead of things, it's a snowball. It rolls out of control, and it happens there again. It's a tiny little aBeZy-sized snowball that grows and grows and grows until suddenly LAG are dead. But they're not dead yet. FaZe got to win 3 maps. Can they get it done in the control? We continue on after the quick break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Scuff Gaming is doing an ultimate giveaway where you and a friend can win a chance to go to COD Champs this year. The giveaway includes 2 VIP tickets, travel expenses, and more. To enter, scan the QR code on the page or go to scuff.co/CDL and enter your email. Terms and conditions apply.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Welcome back to Championship Sunday. 3 teams remain right now. FaZe 2-0 edge over LAG. And listen, if you were listening a little bit earlier, we are kind of talking about like the high floor for FaZe. The fact they rarely get upset by bottom teams. The fact that's why they get to a lot of Sundays and kind of why that's a thing. They rarely ever lose to teams that aren't like your top 3 or 4. But for some reason, over the years, it's been LAG. Just randomly, like what, during Cold War, during Vanguard, that run they had this year. I know some are online matches that mean nothing.
Yeah, I think if it was like more major matchups, this would be cool to talk about, but
it's still just weird.
But I just think when you look at the 23-1 stat, that is just insane. But yeah, LAG happens to be that team. I don't know what it is, but right now they are down 0-2. A great comeback there in Rio search to destroy from FaZe.
I think you're right. That's why it's insane, because it's like the one time this year, but it's just also to me, even when it's different rosters, it's still just been LAG even other years. I don't get it, but oh man. FaZe look to close it out. Absolute clutch there in the map too. Draza goes God mode, brings it back in the 1v2. And you're reeling right now if you're LAG. You're absolutely reeling, and now we get to a control, 15-3 record. How do you win this? Like, okay, not even that. Like, what do you think? What are you saying to your squad like after that to like ramp them up for this? You're in an 0-2 hole. Like we already got here type thing.
I mean, let's just play our game. There's no pressure on us. I think that's probably been LAG. Throughout this tournament. Maybe a little pressure to qualify for champs, but after that, like, we're just trying to play our very best COD and compete with FaZe.
And the fact is, this is a winner's bracket final, not a loser's bracket final. You still got more Call of Duty to play. Painful, but more to come. And yes, no pressure at all. You got the champs. You got to this point when most people counted you out. Hell yeah, the guys have been gassed up all weekend. It's been awesome to see, and they have a nice start here. But now the A-side push starts to come out. 2 in a spawn back to Palace. I thought maybe that A-side spawn was going to come in for a couple of players, and suddenly you're swarming this A point, but you at least get somebody on it if you are FaZe. The rest of the troops try to rally over, and you're finding all the kills now as well.
Yeah, I mean, you still have someone on the A point. Sim's able to find one more. One player crossing, though. That's going to be Diamondcon. Diamondcon with some great timing. Abizi was hoping maybe Simp had his cross, doesn't, but you're right back over towards B. And I know we look at that graphic and you're probably thinking, well, this is done, right? 15-3. It has been their best control on the year as Sim continues to finesse with Draza. Just playing with the pistol, but LAG, this is the map they've been working on throughout this stage. So 3-1 throughout stage 4. It's been looking a lot better here.
And if you learned anything from Joe and I's commentary yesterday, the Seattle versus Ultra series, stats are stats that sometimes don't matter at all. They're just numbers on a page. That we lit on fire last night, actually. Because nothing made sense last night. We'll see if maybe that'll be the case here as well. Draza, knock knock. Who's there? Well, hi, it's Draza.
Yeah, he's there. And now they're gonna try. Now they're gonna cross.
I had nothing clever there. Hey, it's Draza.
Yeah, no, it's Draza. He's there and he's letting them know. Now you get 2 players on the point. Abizi's able to find the first. One tick is in cell. Watching the cross, but they all spawn back parking lot. Maybe he thinks they spawned somewhere else. He's out of the play, and Abizi, well, that was, he just had an in his hand. He dies, and then boom.
Yep, it happens. Speaking of boom, cell goes boom onto Flames. So, I mean, despite the fact that you lose that on the point, you still have 90 seconds to work with, a little bit of a life advantage. You still have some presence on the map. I was saying that before you lost three players. Now it's really just Abizi. What can he do? Well, he's tucked in a corner. Hello. This is my Renetti. So he stayed up to at least, again, just get them out. Like, avoid 4 down. Sometimes one player is all the difference.
And now he's on the point again, right? So this is just going to mess with the positioning. He's able to find a kill. But it's Diamondcon, Deja Vu on the pinch. But you're keeping the time. You still have the life advantage if you are Atlanta FaZe. And they have just been going and going right off a spawn, right to B-Dom, winning gunfights. Now maybe the time starting to come into play a little bit more if you're LAG. You got to slow this down.
Yeah, fact is it hasn't been super clean from LAG, but you can still win the round. That's all that matters. So you win this here, you are good. You've only given up 1 extra tick, which could be big when we're talking about a round 5 defense, but for now, we're in round 1. All that matters is that victory. Flames trying to make sure they can't get 4-man pressured towards the point, so sends 1 back to spawn. He spawns deep out B side, so he'll try to get back to the troops. As soon as he spawns, you get another kill. You just keep on staggering as long as you can. Now you just have 30 seconds left to work with if you're FaZe.
Yeah, BZJ is trying to find it, but Diamondcon has had his number this round. Some big kills, big one-on-ones won by Diamondcon to deal with the players on the 8 point. Draza, the closest man to it. Maybe just going to try to find a kill. He's going to slide across. Throw a little stun, put pressure on Estriel, but LAG, they have slowed it down. They have done exactly what they needed to do.
Can they get there? Can they get there? A 0.7 left. Maybe just a chance. You've got to. I just like stopped talking. I'm just staring at the clock just to see if they got on. 0.7 to go. Draws it now with 1. Draws it now with 2. It's round 11 all over again. You're on to the point. And the second tick is zooming on forward. Abizi, the point man inside of the point. Celium's got the cross. Moment by moment, this one is done. 1 player left, and they did it until they didn't. 0.7. You take the dagger out of their chest after the round 11. You look at it, you stick it right back in again. And it hurts more than the first time because you've already been stabbed there, Joe.
That sounds awful, but you aren't wrong. You aren't wrong at all. I was talking about it, and then I said until, and then
it's funny you said. I just like stopped. I'm like, oh no! Like you just saw it setting up, and then Draza. As he got those 2, that was everything to get people into position. Like, oh, that is painful.
And huge plays out of Abizi because multiple times he was the one that opened it up to get onto that 8 point.
I mean, if he's not there, then Draza's kills probably don't. I mean,
oh, it don't matter.
That round's over. Now, you try to do it on defense if you are FaZe. Simp, an incredible map 1. Not really much to do in the map 2, but see if he get back to it and respawn. He's had a couple of crazy, he put up 38 and 1 control. Part of why he's got a 1.44 coming into this series. But they've got talent all over the place. Cell just doesn't spot him. Needs more talent in his eyes there in that situation. Leads to Fame now getting 2 and just opens up, alleviates some pressure, allows you to work this on B.
Yeah, and I like that they're putting multiple players on this. They don't have a trophy, though, so Abizi's just going to go for this. He's going to fly on forward like he always does, able to find 1. Does this activate the rest of the team? Simp and Cell up next, and Cell with a nerdy wall bang the angle, and now you are 4 dead if you are LAG.
And Draza is trying to make a robbery here inside of your palace, and the robbery is looking good. It's not looking good. I thought he had 1. No robbery will be committed. You deal with it if you're LAG for now as you try to fight on back out.
Yeah, nice little route there by Diamond John to just go, yeah, he's like, all right, I'm going to just make sure, as he has been this entire game, but yeah, still have Celium to deal with.
Cell looking for one. Oh, I thought it was the assassination maybe, but there's people close. So smarter just to beat him down. Oh God, the fist of fury from Cell. Looking like young Mayweather out here bopping people. Whether it's the gun, whether it's the fist, he's lighting them up 14 and 7, 5 in a row. His afro's on fire, he's heating up.
Somebody should put that out.
I don't know if LAG are capable of it right now. They are locked in, locked up, locked away, as they can't find an opening anywhere. Simp with a triple. And my God, since that round 11, it's all FaZe.
Well, I mean, the round 1, you had a chance. I think right there, obviously, it's just a cell play. You probably would have got B, but yeah.
Ooh.
The heavyweight, dude.
Wasn't he like
to him.
Wasn't he like even when I was talking about him getting going this? He got to 16 and 8.
Yeah, he just got a little 5s. I think both him and Cell are still on 5s. They absolutely are.
Yeah, both put up around 3,000 damage, just taken over in this one. And
those are just the heartbreaking rounds like round 1 because you do so much, 99.9% of it, and then this team just rips it away from you.
Yeah, same with the third. It's just, your hearts are broken and just a bunch of little tiny pieces apart.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Simp opens things up. He gets number 6, so that'll be the streak for him. First bit of progress is done and roaring on forward. Trying to get loose as Draza set up kind of around mid, trying to cut people off and not allow them to get forward. He does just that. He gets Fame, so that'll cut off the dark side push for LAG.
Yeah, he was trying to get onto A, but you still have 2 players A street. Like LAG are kind of like, all right, let's just play A defense here. Whatever skirmish has been happening on B, offense, defense, hasn't been going great.
Simp hasn't died in a while. He's on 8 straight, nearly wins that one when I thought he was dead to rights. Gets away with 15 HP. Trophy gets down, and the nade will still pick him up.
Yeah,
nice toss.
It blew up on the other side.
Nice toss.
Yeah. Trophy not in range to get that one, so they at least deal with that over towards B.
I trusted you, Trophy. I trusted you.
Trophy's like, well, I just don't have that long arms.
I used to be able to eat missiles from the sky, but
they nerfed me.
BZ takes down 2. B about to be done. Still a little bit left to close this out. And they like to play kind of the kills game, but they haven't been able to get much of an advantage. Up 2, but nothing really to write home about. Still 40 seconds remaining here to close this out, and it's just kind of a matter of time, just trying to get it done as efficiently as they can.
Yeah, you're gonna need some trophies. Probably Nades will be here right away from LAG. The opener for Simp. Good trade there from Flames. Only 28 seconds left. There is a trophy though on sale. He's just gonna get right back onto it. Teammates looking over him.
I was kind of curious, talking about kind of like all-time bracket runs from a KD standpoint, where Simp will be sitting after this series. You had what, like a 30-20 in the map 1, 23-10 now. You're gonna be probably hovering over a 1-5 as you get ready for a grand final. That's pretty nutty stuff, but also where they have fallen apart at times. So they still got to close this one out and keep the vibes flowing for a grand final, assuming they can do so. Simp, after the 8 spree, right back to it. 5 in a row, 25-10 before he dies on the point. Just a minute left to go, and again, they a lot of times, like on any controller, they really like to try to bleed you out. It hasn't aligned quite as well as they'd like. Like, they need a little bit more time or a little less lives to maybe play the game they want to sometimes on offense.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, both their offenses, even right there, just a moment, they're allowing them to cross to LAG, and then that player's winning a gunfight, and then your setup, you got to deal with this. There's 3 of you in your back parking lot, so that's just Simp and Abizi going at A time and time again. Estrel's gonna be the one-man push on up. Abizi feels like he's got a good sense of this, and he's absolutely correct. Now you have a 2-dead scenario. Abizi looking for more.
See if he can find more. Hit some shots, but tagged up to 59 HP. Gets out of it for now. Sets up now Simp, who's getting on forward to pick it up. He's approaching 30.
Cruise this. Could if he wants to, but he's gonna find 2 kills instead.
I think he's on like a 20-5 stretch. Something in that ballpark over this. The man has taken over. Cruz not yet coming into play. Wants to get it done with the gunny. Tank there for coverage, but Simp is still frying. He gets 2 before he drops. Draza is onto the point. 9.6 on the clock, but he's the only one here. I say if he wins that, there's a second to trade. It may not matter, but they're sitting it on 40. You just have the 2 players. Going to be Flames and Diamond Con just down to Diamond. 1 second to go. He stays alive. He stays alive. I thought it was round 1 all over again for a moment there.
I thought someone was going to get on the point. They don't run for the point. They go for the gunfights on the players from LAG. And you just had enough time there. There was only 4 lives remaining.
Holy.
You spawn across the map if you're FaZe. Try to go for it. But as you said, Diamond Con able to play his life.
I feel like that's the definition of FaZe control sometimes. They try to set it up perfectly, and then it just comes down to milliseconds, I swear, at the end of rounds when they're on offense. Well, that's how it's been in this one, that's for sure. But now, I mean, if you're Gorillas, okay, like you've done a pretty good job on defense in the sense you could have won both. Offense, though, once you got locked in, it was bad. You never really got out of it. You're gonna need Estriel to be shooting like that.
Yeah, they might be trying to set up an A play here. It looks like they are. Peekaboo. But yeah, that player just so difficult to deal with, but there's gonna be 2. Draws is still here though. Maybe not gonna be ready for it. That might just be enough. You're gonna work B though on the other side from Flames and Estriel.
I thought Fame was gonna wait a little more before he chowed that, just as teammate getting in position to fight with them, but it sets Draws up for another multi-kill, and he's had some big multi-kills in this. I know just 17 doesn't look like a lot compared to Simp's 32, but he's had some clutch multi-kills offensively and defensively. Second part about to be done here for Gorillas to look for that added minute. Square and live still. 1 person trying to pinch would be Draws. He will drop. They're just going to go ahead and use the cruise here, get them off of the point, allow them to get to a better position, as that's 33 now.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of opportunity on this map to use the cruises, right? Lots of buildings, so normally we see it over towards this B point to get them off of it, waste some time, right? A lot of our attacking teams only put a player on it, so they can work other parts of the map. Draws is going to find that kill, but B should be done. Now you're going to have Diamond Con in a great position in the FaZe base.
Yeah, they're trying to sniff him out. Abizius got clocked. Well, maybe they'll sniff him out, but a stun might as well do the same thing, or not. Diamond still able to win nearly a second with the timing on that slide through. You got a chance here to get this to around 5. If you are LAG, still 90 seconds to work with, still some forward position. One, I thought maybe trying to get across to A, but as they lose a player, they try to square up for the gunfight. So Fame never able to get across. Flames the other one in a close position. He will drop, and Cell puts Diamond away. And where it looks so good now, you're not at like step 0 where you're battling out of Palace, but You're back to step one.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance there to cross, but I think it was Abizi who had the angle inside of Fame, so he had to stop the run, stops behind fire, and then, yeah, then just the swarm comes in for FaZe. So Abizi able to stay alive, allows his teammates to pick up those kills. Now the pressure over towards Blue, the opener for Diamond and Estriel.
Another chance here. Trying to cut it right up the gut. One coming off a spawn. Cell then with the vision. Cell does get his kill, but coming off spawn, Abizi is going to fall. So does Cell. You have one player left. You have one that gets through, but the good thing for FaZe is just one. You can't really ramp this up. It gives them a chance to retake. You get two, hell, three. A lot more pressure, but the one player then also just gets zapped.
Just Abizi's just like, yeah, I'll run at it. Yeah, don't worry, guys, I got this. You guys cut off the reinforcements. I'm going to win my one-on-one, as I normally do. He does that, stops the pressure. 30 seconds left here for LAG. They do have a life advantage, but the time is going to be the difference maker.
23 seconds now to go. Simp playing from the point. Abizi, he'll be finding the kill. 13 to go, crossing Simp, 36 up on the map, nearly matching his 38 from yesterday. Don't think he's gonna have a chance to beat that as he comes off spawn, but draws it at BZ, have the crossfire, nobody's getting through to the point. It is a 3-0 for Atlanta FaZe.
Back to a final goes FaZe. Take care of business. They sweat a little bit maybe in that map number 2 with a huge comeback being down 5-2. Maybe that was your chance for LAG to extend this series. You look at this round 1 on Invasion, like there were moments for LAG, but they're not out of this yet. Now they got to take down subliners.
Yeah, no, I mean, they can get it to like a map 5 and anything can happen. We know that all too well just from, you know, doing this for 10 years. But like, yeah, the round 11 or the round 10 or the round 9 or the round 8. And then the round 1 of the control. I mean, those go different. Maybe you're looking at a 2-1 advantage, or at least a 1-2 to get to another hardpoint where you've got an opportunity. Like, the chances were there. It's not like FaZe were perfect in this. FaZe were just doing things I think they struggled with for a couple of years. Like in the clutch moments where it felt like they had no ice. Draws has come into this team and they just have ice. They do. It's just a mental thing. Okay, the skill's there, don't get me wrong, but the mental was lacking. Draws has given them that.
Yeah, great confidence out of that young man. That is for sure. And then
the border's undelusional, but yeah.
You get the series out of Abizi or out of Simp, but I think Abizi just had so many good moments. I mean, he's the catalyst on the comeback in the Search and Destroy, and then even there on Invasion, like just objective work. The one-on-ones over towards the A zone were so key. But it's 36 in 6,400 damage from Simp.
Yeah, I mean, the kid is God, the GOAT. Call him whatever you want. He's unbelievable, and I don't know, there were times over the past few years where he was playing a little too like unselfish and just like, why isn't he like taking over games? And then he'll come back in a title and just remind you when he wants to go, he can go. And he has been frying this weekend, that is for sure. 3-0 there. FaZe so tough to deal with. They've got firepower everywhere.